There's a reason everyone from the pre-game shows to your group chat keeps calling this the biggest USA soccer game in years. Almost nobody explaining it tells you why reason number 3 is the one that actually sticks with you. It's not the ranking. USA sits 15th in the world. Bosnia and Herzegovina sits 61st. On paper, this isn't close. But World Cup football doesn't run on paper. It runs on one brutal rule that turns favorites into cautionary tales, underdogs into folk heroes. And buried inside that rule is a story about a player who almost wore the wrong jersey. Here is exactly how it works. Group stage football is forgiving. You play 3 games. Lose 1. You can still climb out. Draw twice. You might still survive. There's math. There's margin. There's room to be bad for 90 minutes and still be fine by Thursday. Knockout football has none of that. 1 game, 1 result. Win, and you keep playing. Lose, and you go home. No second leg, no group table. No, we'll get them next time. Whether you like it or not, 90 minutes decides months of preparation. That's the entire mechanic. It sounds simple. It is not simple to live through. Here's the part casual fans miss. The pressure in a knockout game isn't really about the opponent. It's about the format removing your excuses. In the group stage, a bad performance is a data point. In the knockout stage, a bad performance is the ending. Same effort, same team, completely different consequence. That's why this particular matchup has been loading up on stakes for weeks, and it breaks down into 5 layers, stacking on top of each other like a bad week. Reason 1. USA is the host. Co-host, technically, alongside Canada and Mexico, but the pressure doesn't split 3 ways just because the flag does. Home fans, home stadium, home expectations. A loss here isn't just a loss, it's a loss in front of everyone who bought a ticket, assuming they'd get a party. Reason 2. Bosnia and Herzegovina has never been here before. Not once, not in their only previous World Cup appearance. This is their first knockout match in the country's history, and they didn't back into it. They got here by eliminating Italy, 4-time world champions, in the playoffs, then surviving Group B, despite getting run over by Switzerland along the way. They are not a team that's happy to be here. They're a team that's dangerous because they're here. Reason 3. The one that hits different. One of Bosnia's wingers was born in the United States. He wore the USA crest once, in a friendly, back in 2024. Then he switched allegiances and chose to represent the country his family fled during the war. Think about that for a second. A player who could be lining up for the home team instead lines up against it, by his own choice, wearing a different flag on purpose. That's not a stat. That's a decision. And it means this game carries a personal subplot most broadcasts won't slow down enough to explain properly. Now the twist, the part most fans skip past. USA looks like the safer bet. Better ranking, home crowd, deeper roster. But history says the opposite. Across their World Cup knockout history, the USA has lost the vast majority of these games. Not one bad night. A pattern. A pattern that says favorites don't automatically survive single elimination. They just get more chances to prove they can. Bosnia, meanwhile, brings a problem that doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. Size. This is the tallest squad at the tournament, and they've used it, scoring multiple goals directly off corner kicks. Height. Set pieces. Chaos in the box. It's not elegant. It doesn't need to be. In knockout football, ugly goals count exactly the same as beautiful ones. Which brings us to why this is happening right now, and why it matters more than a normal Wednesday in July. This is the round of 32 at the 2026 World Cup, played on American soil, with the winner moving one step closer to a potential meeting with Belgium, and beyond that, a bracket that could put the USA in a quarter-final for the first time in over 2 decades. One win doesn't just end tonight's storyline. It opens the next one. So here's the whole thing, compressed. Knockout football removes the safety net. 1 game, 1 result, no appeals. That format turns a ranking gap into background noise and turns a personal decision, one player choosing one jersey over another, into the emotional center of the match. Add a host nation with something to prove, a debutant nation with nothing to lose, and a historical pattern the favorite would very much like to break, and you get a game that doesn't need manufactured hype. It generates its own, whether you like it or not. That's the difference between watching this match and actually understanding it. Same 90 minutes everyone else sees. Different game entirely, Once you know what's underneath it, the game has not changed. You have. You're welcome. Subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. It means a lot.